The Undercountry Music News is an excerpt of the weekly internet broadcast Undercountry Music, which features music from great country artists you won't hear on mainstream radio, as well as a roundup of the most interesting country music news of the week without all the fluff. To listen and subscribe to the full weekly episode, please visit undercountrymusic.com or simply subscribe to the Undercountry Music Podcast on iTunes. Let's get into it. You know what? I don't feel like jacking my jaw a whole lot here, especially because my extra special Good Morning Breakfast sandwich was just delivered by Breakfast Sandwich Boy. Breakfast Sandwich Boy, come here. No, come here. Breakfast Sandwich Boy, come on up here. This is my son Evan. Yeah, that's all he says. He just says, Okay, Evan, tell the folks, what do you have for us here this morning? Since I did Swedish Chef already, come on up here and tell me what's my breakfast today. Well, I am in for quite the giggly breakfast, aren't I? Well, thank you, Breakfast Boy. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for this. Okay, here's what we've got here. I have a seasoned egg with Parmesan. I think it's got some Tabasco on it, on top of a piece of wheat toast, slightly burnt, just the way I like it. An enormous strawberry that is slightly past its prime, and a small cluster of grapes. I like it. Thank you. All right, enough of that. We've got to get to the reason we're here today, because it is time for the Undercountry Music News. And if you don't mind, because my breakfast is getting a little cold here, I am going to take a bite of my egg sandwich while I tell you what the Undercountry Music News is all about. Okay, let's go. Let's try this. Oh, there's olives on it, too. Green olives. That's wonderful. All right. The Undercountry Music News is the portion of the show where I go on to the mighty Google, but since I had this frickin' tablet, for some reason it took me onto Yahoo. So this week, it's results from Yahoo. I kind of like playing with my Yahoo in public. But anyway, I go on to, this week I went on to Yahoo. I typed in the search term country music news. And all the websites that popped up on the front page of the Yahoo search results purporting to have country music news, I went on to each and every one of them. And here's what I normally find. Well, here's what I always find. I find BS press releases from artists that just try to keep their face out there and people talking about them. But I mean, it's like stupid stuff. Like, is Ashley Simpson really going to go country? Reba McEntire, did Fancy really let her down? Just stupid junk like that. Like, just fluff, garbage, fodder. But that is not what you come here for. You come here for the real deal. What's the real country music news? And that's what I do, is I go onto all these websites. I try to find any writer on any of these sites doing their damn job and reporting real country music news, and I take one or two stories from this site that really are country music news, and then I take one or two stories from that site that really are country music news, and so on and so forth, until I've gone through about, maybe 8 websites, and I compile all the real stories in country music news. I smush them all together right here, right now for you, and I bring them to you because I love you. I really love these grapes too. These are good. So, oh yeah. And if I go onto a website and I can't even find one damn piece of country music news, and they came up in the search results as having country music news, what I do is I give that website the dreaded, the feared, the despised Undercountry Music News wet belch of the week. And since I have a little spicy egg, toast, and a grape in me, let's see if I can demonstrate one of those for you right now without putting chunks upon my microphone. That wasn't a very good one. I couldn't get deep because I got, food in my esophagus. Let's try that again. That's more like it. That is befitting of people who don't do their job in country music news. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Over at CMT, Country Music Television, there's a 15 years later look back at the song Murder on Music Row, which was a duet between Alan Jackson and George Strait. It takes a look at where country music is now 15 years later. That's really not news, but it was an interesting read. Unfortunately, there's absolutely no news over at CMT this week. Nothing. Dickety boobah dipkus. But since there's such low-hanging fruit each and every week, and they get the belch so much, I can't even give them the belch this week. As they did have an interesting read, and so go check out that article if you like. I'm gonna have another bite of egg if you don't mind. All right, moving along to Taste of Country. Glad I didn't get my bite down before I did that. They got nothing. They got the taste of a spicy egg sandwich with olive on wheat toast. Moving along to GAC, Great American Country. Waving the flag for BS this week because they got nothing. Nothing. They got recipes. They got homes for sale. They got deer hunting season. It's not country music news. Nothing to do with country music news. So why are they showing up on the first page of frickin' Yahoo? Marissa Meyer! I'm calling for you, lady. Quit posing for Vanity Fair. Take a hold of Yahoo and get these Yahoos out of here. All right. I feel refreshed. I am going to, I'm going to lollygag over to Country Weekly, where finally I find some damn news, some real news from the world of country music. Hank Williams Jr. took to the stand this past week at the Alabama State Senate in front of a committee to endorse a bill which would repeal the state's ban on the use of bait when deer hunting, corn and other things deer like, deer they hate, cannibal deer, whatever. His position was that although he doesn't personally use bait, it can be helpful when hunting with children or disabled people, and also that many other states do not carry such a restriction. Now, the story apparently had a half-assed writer because they did not state the results of the vote on the bill. But you know what? They did report that all of the, state senators in the committee all took photo ops with Bocephus. And that's what really counts now, isn't it? Bring back the banjos, baby. All right. Country Weekly also has the video for the new Reba McEntire song, Going Out Like That, which is about a girl who's getting over heartbreak and going out on the town. Yeah, I know. You know where this is going. I checked it out. It was typical. It was terrible. Don't waste your time. It's BS. All right? One of the frickin' worst things I've heard in quite a long time, actually. So let's get on over to The Boot. TheBoot.com. They got another new Reba tune. Okay, well, she's cranking stuff out. Let's see if this one's any better. This one is actually just a teaser for the song Enough, which is a duet with Jennifer Nettles. And there was a 90-second sample up at the boot. But, that was enough for me to determine that it's just the same old crap. That same old BS you hear on the radio. There is absolutely nothing new here. I'm just not interested in it. Moving along here. They have a live video from Craig Wayne Boyd in concert opening for Rascal Flatts in Vegas, where he sings a song supposedly about his time on the TV show, The Voice. And it's called I'm Still Here. It's a YouTube embed, and I tried to watch it a few times and kept getting an error message when I tried to watch it, so I didn't actually get the chance to watch it. There's probably a lot of traffic on YouTube at the time. I don't know, my internet was being weird, and we had some storms and stuff. But it'll probably be good by the time you hear this, so get on over there and check it out if you are a CWB fan. That's Craig Wayne Boyd. What do they call his fans? They call him the Boydies? The Craigerators? You call me the Eggerator today. I'm loving this egg sandwich. All right. Now, the boot also has that story about Hank Williams Jr. appearing before the Alabama State Committee on the issue of repealing the ban on bait for deer hunting, and the writer at the boot actually decided to do their damn job and report the outcome. Apparently, the bill repealing the ban was passed by the committee in a 9-2 vote. Now, that does not make it law. I believe it's just a committee, and then it goes to the floor of the state Senate for passage or non-passage. Give me a grape here. All right. Country Standard Time. Zac Brown makes history as the first artist to ever sell out 2 nights and add a third show at Fenway Park, proving that there is a huge market out there for music that isn't complete garbage. NashvilleGab.com. Let's get on over there and see what they got. In industry news over at Nashville Gab, Gary Overton, the head of Sony Music Nashville, is leaving the company at the end of March in a mutual agreement. And no reason was given, but the story does mention that Mr. Overton created controversy last month at the country radio seminar in Nashville with the statement that if an artist was not on country radio, they didn't exist. Now, I personally think that a statement like that is completely asinine. But I will say in the context in which it was said, it may be true from an industry executive perspective. Like if you're going to play in that field at that level, then yes, you would not exist if you weren't on crappy mainstream country radio. But from an artist perspective, there are so many artists out there thinking outside the box, making the art they want, building fan bases and making a decent living, pursuing their passions without bending to the industry. But still, I think Mr. Overton's statement, as it relates to a mega company like Sony, is actually true in that context. So I'm not sure that this played into things as far as his leaving. It might be a convenient excuse for a plan they had long in the hopper, but I'd be interested to hear the reasoning behind this. But unfortunately, they gave no reasoning. And, well, that's all the reasoning I got for you today, because this has been your Undercountry Music News! Thank you for listening to the Undercountry Music News. The Undercountry Music News is just a small excerpt of the weekly internet broadcast Undercountry Music, where I play music and have great interviews by lesser-known original country acts get on over to undercountrymusic.com where you can listen and subscribe. Stay under, stay country.